let's return to the story around Nigeria's SEC, which says the Securities and Exchange Commission says it plans to revise the 10-year Nigeria Capital Market Roadmap, which was floated in September of 2013. The Securities Commission also plans to start an advocacy that could lead to the listing of the new NNPC Limited on any of the local exchanges. And there is more. On December 31st last year, I chatted to Johnson Chukwu for his outlook on the 10-year capital market roadmap in the new year 2022. Johnson Chukwu is the CEO at Carry Asset Management, and he's back on the show tonight to speak to me on the latest development by the SEC. Great to have you again tonight on the show, sir.
Thank you, Boston, for having me. Good evening.
We were just chatting. Thank you so much. We were just chatting to the NCM 10-year just about 2 weeks ago. And you were giving your outlook as to what has been achieved with the roadmap. Here is the SEC over the weekend looking to revise the NCM roadmap just as the policy document is about 2 years to its expiration. What do you think the regulator is trying to achieve?
I think what the regulator is trying to do is to align the Nigerian capital market with the realities of today's socioeconomic environment. If you cast your mind back to when that roadmap capital market plan was developed in 2013, and you consider where we are in terms of technological adoption, in terms of the enabling and disruptive impact of fintech, financial technology, you will realize that we've seen a tremendous change in the architecture of the financial system, in the environment in which the financial system operates. So what Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission wants to do is to align the Nigerian capital market master plan to be in tandem with changes we are witnessing, so that it will no longer, there won't be a disconnect between what the plan meant to achieve and where we are today. If you take, for instance, cryptocurrency was not there in 2013, digital currencies were not there in 2013, and these are factors that are impacting on as instruments for investment purposes. That as the Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission must determine how we are going to play in those instruments, and we need to have a master plan that will be in tandem with where we are in terms of economic evolution and social evolution. I think that's what they want to achieve.
So do you have any idea what changes are to be expected and what it will mean for all that has been achieved since 2013?
Well, I think they're going to bring in digital currencies. They're going to incorporate fintech. If you remember, last year, SEC had fought battles with some fintech operators that were beginning to provide capital market service virtually without having registered with the Nigerian capital market. At the end of the day, ended up enlisting one of them as a sub-broker. And that sub-broker can actually operate within the Nigerian market. Because as we have it today, we have tools, fintech tools, that would allow people to execute capital market transactions without being operators in the market. So part of the reasons why they're going to refine the policy, or one of the things I expect to see in the new policy, is a recognition of the fact that fintech is now an integral part of financial service provision in the capital market. So the master plan will now integrate fintech as a tool for providing capital market services. Beyond that, new digital currency, new forms of new instruments that are available in the capital market today, we have to be integrated into the capital market, and so that they can also regulate them. Today we talk of crowdfunding, where individuals or groups can actually raise funds without going through the capital market approval. We need to find ways to bring those processes into the capital market purview. So I think these are some of the hallmark of what the new capital market master plan will contain.
But the SEC also wants to repeal and replace the ISA of 2007. Do you agree with this move? And what needs to change in our securities law, briefly speaking? Just give me a few items.
Well, I think what needs to change in the securities law is the outlawing of some of current practices. For instance, crowdfunding is not recognized in the Investment and Securities Act. Issues like cryptocurrency, digital currency are not recognized in the Investment and Securities Act. Then you talk of electronic transmission of certain trade, people trading currently outside the space of Nigerian capital market regulation. Operators trading virtually, they are not currently recognized. So we need to expand the law, let me call it, expand the law to integrate this practice. And as you also know, normally in every industry, practice goes ahead of regulation. It is what is being practiced and regulators will try to regulate. Once they understand what is the practice is, they now build regulations to make sure that those practices are not abused. So that's why the law needs to be amended.
So how would you advise when the SEC says it's going to focus on, in the new year, on the advocacy for the listing of the new NNPC as a public company?
Well, as you know, NNPC is, as it stands today, obviously one of the biggest corporate organizations in the country. And now that it's largely being privatized, restructured so that it can run as a private entity, it's absolutely necessary that we have it listed, just like we have in Saudi Arabia, where Saudi Aramco is listed. You have in Brazil, where their national oil company is listed. So I think it is appropriate because you really can have the oil and gas sector of the economy when the biggest operator in that industry sector is not listed. Today, SEC and capital market operators have been able to attract the telco companies. You have MTN, you have Airtel listed. And in the oil and gas sector, there's only one upstream operator that is listed, that's Seplat. The rest are downstream operators. But NNPC cuts across the entire spectrum of the oil and gas sector, starting from the upstream down to the downstream activities. So once you have it listed, you are beginning to reflect the structure of the economy in the capital market.
We appreciate your time on the show. As always, do have a restful evening. Johnson Chukwu, CEO at Career Asset Management. We appreciate your time.